Good evening to all of you, and welcome to the new chapter of our talk show, Stories That Impact Your Career. And we have today our special guest. And the reason I'm saying special, you all will come to know in a minute. So he's basically India's first grooming coach, interview consultant, and mentor. Because one of the main reason just I reached our guest that whenever I used to interact with the students or the professionals who used to come to me for all the advice, mainly mostly the technical or IT career related advice, one of the main challenge they used to ask related to grooming, how to just take care of it, what to start, any references, all those. So what exactly impact related to grooming or the self development related, so n number of question, and I was not right a person for that to answer them. Okay, so today we are going to have the expert on that domain, and before welcoming him, let me give just two statement about him. So he's the winner of globally recognized Performance Award and the best digital content marketing while working in the corporate world. So which corporate world or something we will just definitely speak little bit detail, and he will just introduce himself, and let me just break the surprise. Few of you already know it, and here is Vishal Manocha. So welcome Vishal, welcome to the talk show, and this is again much awaited from my side, and one means most of the students or the professional who is associated with me eagerly waiting for you and your advice. So little introduction from your end, Vishal.
Hi, Upendra. Great. I mean, this is like a great job. First of all, I want to congratulate you for having such a great show here. Now, let me just quickly tell everyone out here, especially the students, right? So, who are really trying hard on various things. At this stage, I would always say, when I recall my days, I remember that this was the time, when I used to think about that. ऐसा कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं, वो भी कर लेते हैं. So, we're juggling into so many things. So I am someone who has been like that. I was like, I can just recall that I'm still a student, by the way. It's not that I'm not a student right now. Throughout the life, you have to be student. So I was someone who was like born and brought up in a very small town, right? Some of you even don't know the name. It's Mubarakpur in Punjab. From there onwards, I went on to do my double engineering. So I am not a straightaway BTech. I've done my 3-year diploma and then I've done my BTech. And my father was like that. So he said that, Vishal, even though I did not score great marks, he said, Vishal, still you have to go and do an engineering. Right. So very common in Punjab, very common in Chandigarh area. I belong to Chandigarh, by the way. I'm right now also in Chandigarh. So this was like very, very common out here that somebody who's like born in an engineer family has to do engineering, especially in Punjab. So that happened, engineering done, went to, in fact, corporate world at a very early age, like 20 years. I was 2021. So I got into Sonalika tractors as an engineer. Posted in Hoshiarpur for 1 month and then moved on to like Sonalika properly to handle a territory. After engineering, got into a sales assignment. And that kicked off something for me. I thought that this is interesting. I mean, even after doing engineering, because I have to interact with people, I have to talk to them. So there were so many things which I was learning by doing that. So I thought I should go and do an MBA. So I completed my MBA from Amity Business School 2009, got a campus into Philips, yeah, which is like one of my dream companies where I got a job. Yes, there were challenges. Yes, there were a lot of troubles when I entered into the corporate world because I was a shy guy. I was an introvert, big time introvert. So I was never able to open up the way I wanted to express myself because I never acquired those, what I call now, 21st century grooming skills. Yeah. So that has been my big struggle, Upendra. And then I think the journey continued to another organization, Havells, after 6-7 years. And now, for all of you, just to tell you that, I own a property called Vishal School of Grooming. I'm a founder of this, and with pride, I am on a mission to transform 1 million lives, and that too, especially people who are into mid career. Yeah.
Wow. So great for just giving the crisp idea what exactly you are doing. So, Vishal, one thing you said you just started that diploma, then the BTech, and then the MBA, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this is the basic question again when 10 plus 2, and then we are just going to choose something. So, can you please share your own personal story basically that what was the main challenge and on that junction because right now we all have passed that so on that experience first what challenges you faced maybe just you took order from your family or father or what exactly the challenge part and what advice related to that part only when people are just opting for MBA, right? So people
Yeah.
are so as per your experience I wanted to just share your thing the challenge part on that
Yeah.
junction.
Yeah. To be very honest here, Upendra, I think I did not foresee any challenge at that time. But the only thing which was at that age was that, I was never aware that, what exactly is my passion. What do I need to actually go and do at that stage? Even like at just passing out from 10th, I still felt that, I'm unaware about what are the things that I really love. I only knew one thing that, I love playing cricket. That's it. इसके बाद कुछ नहीं मालूम था. But then I can tell you, my father said that I have some of my friends. I have a circle which was again a limited circle, right? So he said that I feel that Vishal सबके सबके parents सबके सबके जितने भी लोग हैं इधर सब engineering करने जा रहे हैं. So everyone is gonna go and do engineering. And Vishal, after 10th, I don't know how you're gonna pick up and learn those subjects because my father used to teach me especially mathematics. I remember that how much he was like, after me to learn mathematics. This is the core, Vishal. You have to learn this. And my sister used to like be younger to me by 2 years. She used to crack things like this. And I was never good at that. And my father said, still, no worries. You will catch up. I know that. Don't worry about that. Even though you not got the marks, go and do a 3 year diploma. I have done that. I said, Dad, you were good at it. You were superb in mathematics. I am not. And I even can't go and do non-medical right now because I don't have that marks. That was the only thing which was running in my mind, Upendra, and my father still said, no, you go and do 3 year diploma. And there was a twist here. I just want to talk about that. Sometimes, something you say, universe listens to you. So at that time, universe listened to my father. He was saying that you're going to go and do good over there. In 3 year diploma, I topped the chart. I was the number one guy to get like all the scholarships throughout 3 years. I was like, what is happening? I mean, I never studied. I never got that marks. Let me tell you, because the kind of environment I was put into, everyone was like below average. In that below average chart, if even I was coming up, that was not making a difference. And I was starting to feel the heat because I was not gaining so-called soft skills, so-called grooming skills, which were vital to make a career. So I can just sum up by saying this: an advice to everyone: as early as possible, find out what exactly you love doing and partner with soft skills, grooming skills, and see that how much change it brings to your life. And Upendra, the advice you were giving on engineering and then re-engineering and
Mhm.
for the youngsters, I think this is a fantastic job. It actually needs a lot of hammering. And I'm very sure that the way you're going to go about it, especially with the help of talk shows, the content you are putting, I think it can bring a change. I think the massive thing which is going to happen probably is that it's going to bring a change. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, Vishal, again, here is the main point. Again, whatever question I'm putting, it's not my own question. Whatever question I'm getting from the youngster or maybe the professional, already they are working in the industry for 3, 4 years or even a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm coming to that, but the same little bit deeper sense that suppose somebody is just facing that kind of challenge then the or about to start engineering, right?
Right. Right.
Or they wanted to do suppose some engineering but they fail to get that means whatever we wish always not going to happen
Yes.
and there, right? So
Right.
any incident for you whatever you wanted you won't got it and what that exact the point of time what you felt, what you did to overcome with that.
Yeah, so I can just simply say this, Upendra, that I didn't had a choice at that stage, especially when I was to get into a 3-year diploma. It was all my I would say parents and their friend circle who was picking and choosing the things for me. And it is generally a trend which I see that it's there. At that stage, you don't have that much of knowledge. But once I got through 3-year diploma and I got into B Tech, I can tell you that was the time when I was figuring out that, let me do something which is very close to me and I can probably pick up. And once again, during Sonalika Tractors, I found someone as my buddy, as my mentor. I remember Mr. Rajesh Malik. He said, Vishal, you have something else in you. Probably this is not something which is meant for you. Maybe you need to explore more and go and do something which you love doing. And when I got into an MBA college, I can tell you, Upendra, the life shifted 360-degree, because suddenly from an environment of, let's say, Punjab and then Hoshiarpur and then all those things, I was like into the sharks. Delhi people, the way they present themselves, the smartness they show, and the crowd I had in Amity Business School, it was like still feeling that heat that, how I'm going to cope up with all these things. They're like outspoken, they don't even fear about anything, and they have like that credibility. I would say that public speaking was spot on. They will not fear when they go to the stage. That's where this magic happened. That's where I thought that this is what matters, right? Even if your technical skills are not that great, even if you did not get that great career break initially, but if you start working on these vital skills, which is public speaking, confidence building, communication, your appearance, how you behave in front of people, how you behave in front of your professors, and when you get into the corporate world, once you start working on that, there is a 360-degree shift.
Wow.
Yeah,
So one of the main advice, what I just extract for last 2 minutes, whatever you advise, that start searching for the thing what you loves.
yes,
And after that, you just hammer, means to do whatever you feel like. Once you got it, it may take some time. It may happen to start with, okay, you didn't found the exact what you wanted, but that
right,
you made a statement saying that there was no choice. So if somebody is just passing through that, nothing to be worried. Okay, just
yes,
wait for the moment, and whenever you are just getting a chance, jump into it. So ultimate, whatever you want, you'll able to do it. And same thing what just Vishal shared with us, saying that, okay, I was just looking for something, I found it and jump into it, and just overcome. Now coming back to one very interesting,
yeah,
and that I can relate with me, that if we are going to be in an environment where everybody is just much more better than you, and you are shy person, you are introvert, so what exactly, what the that exact, again, the junction, the transitioning from the introvert, coping up with that, so what exactly was going on in your mind, and what you did exactly, means to overcome? I know it's a very,
yeah.
means, narrow thing, but it is again almost the common thing for everyone, how to make from this to that.
Yeah. So I think, Upendra, now we have got to that stage where you have asked this question, which is like that, even though I was a shy personality, so being introvert is always to your advantage, which I realized after a long, long time, that being introvert, you have so many strengths inside you, which extroverts do not have, right? And I can tell you that being shy was something which was killing me, because I had that fear in my mind. And that fear was always being brought up into me since, I can say, that childhood. Childhood days, you've been like conservative, you've been told that itna hi karo jitna bataya gaya hai, do not think too much, do not do too many experiments. This is the way we have told you, do not look here and there, do not talk to girls. I remember my parents were like, हम लोग इन सब चीजों में विश्वास नहीं करते हैं. Do not even think about that. So all those things were like always that back of my mind, that यार ये कैसी बातें हैं, मतलब why like that. But then I can tell you that, this shy thing was there at the back of my mind. But when I got into Amity, coming back to that journey, I could see that difference over there, right? The people who are like outspoken, who are confident, they easily participate into everything. Be it a group chat into like a group where there are most of the girls are there, they will go and talk there. They will also make sure that there is a debate competition which is going to happen. So they will partner like a one boy and a one girl together. They will go, because that's a very different synergy. That's a very different combination. When you go and present over there, the kind of inputs and the kind of sincerity which comes in with that partnership is way too higher. I learned it hard way. I can tell you that. First year at Amity was like I was still shying away. But then second year, I learned that, man, this is the difference. Why am I shying away from these facts? Let me go and fall. I can tell you, I fell 3 times. My teacher, Smita Sinha, I still remember, communication skills teacher, she said, Vishal, I'm really loving you right now. I can tell you, first year you were like completely shy, and now I see that you are ready to fail. I said, I don't know, I didn't realize this. I'm just trying. She said, no, you're trying, and you're trying it with full diligence. And I want to give this advice to everyone, guys. Till the time you go and partner, till the time you go and experiment in a team, till the time you start presenting on a stage, I can tell you, your shy thing is not going to go away. Your fear is not going to get killed. To kill that fear, go and talk to people, go and talk to strangers, go and talk to girls. If you are shy when it comes to talking to girls, I'm telling you that it will make a huge difference in your life. So that's one of the things, Upendra. I think
Wow.
that's going to make it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's a really great insight. And what the conclusion, what we make is yes, put yourself in the proper environment. That is the number one, the advice what I can
Yes.
just get from. And come what may, we all have to overcome the fear. For that, whatever
True.
action we have to take, we have to take it. There is no any other way.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, coming back to the next the part. Okay, so once you feel that okay, I'm doing good, right? That means from introvert to just after getting the environment, and you reach up to the certain level, right?
Yeah.
Now, coming back to again the basic question, little bit technical and related to job. People are asking, sir, I don't have so much good communication skill, the presentation skill, and all those related, right? So, what are the bare minimum, the basic thing? Again, as a layman, we should be just start focusing on from the day one in our career.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the biggest is that you're gonna mind your behavior. You're going to monitor your behavior every now and then, because you should take behavior as like do and die situation. If your behavior is good, and if your behavior is like you are developing certain habits and routines which are going to make you a better personality. For example, let's say you right now wake up at 8 a.m., or let's say 8:30 a.m. Being a student, it's very normal because you sleep late and you get up late. Now, my simple advice here is that make a small adjustment here to start with. Start waking up at getting up at about 7:30 a.m. Slowly and steadily. Do it for 21 days and see that how this brings a change in your life in that half an hour, and put something in your list like reading a book, and that to your favorite book which you love reading. I mean, it's not that I'm going to pick up something and say that this only you should read, because you're starting with it. You're going to make a small adjustment here. You have a choice here, right, to get up at 7:30 a.m. or not to get up at 7:30 a.m. and sleep late, right, guys? That's what we do. And at a young age, it's pretty okay, you guys feel like that. But when you start making these small adjustment at the initial age itself, it becomes very easy for you to get into corporate world. And over there, when your boss tells you to make adjustments, that you remember from these early days that that's how I started making these small adjustments. So Upendra, to answer your question, it is the basic preliminary thing which you have to bring in your life. Anyone who wants to kickstart a career at a nice pace should understand to make small adjustments. That's what is required, and that's what makes a difference. And that do it consistently, man, and see that how big it becomes. I just want to recommend one book which is my favorite here, and that will help you do these small adjustments. It's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Okay.
Amazing book, and this really helps you get to that small adjustments.
Yeah. So again, the advice what we got from Vishal is start with the reading habit and small change. Nothing suddenly
Yeah.
we have to just do this, that. No, small habit change, and there is going to just give our different label of maybe the progress. It may be
Yeah.
personal, professional, both one. Again,
Yeah.
coming back to a little bit the basic question, and this was the question for me also a few years back. If
Right.
somebody is saying that, okay, we have to just groomed properly, what exactly this statement as a layman again, what grooming is going to impact in our career profession?
Yeah. So there's a huge impact, Upendra. And I can tell you that, why did I come to it's very important to set the context here so that, people are able to understand that why grooming plays such a big role. While into a corporate journey just kick started for me, while I got into Philips, I just realized that, my boss, right, my first boss, I used to look up to him. I used to say that, this guy has something different which I don't carry. I don't know why. Whenever he used to walk into a meeting, he used to walk up like with superb confidence. I used to say that, how come he carries? Then I used to think he has an experience of 10 years. अभी मैं तो उसके सामने बच्चा हूँ, मेरे को इतना सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. But then, when I used to kind of consistently see that, even though just a boardroom meeting is happening, still he is portraying the same level of confidence. And when I went back and checked with him कि ऐसा क्या है जो मैं आपसे सीख सकता हूँ and I can implement, I can portray that confidence. He said, yes, Vishal, you're right. One is experience, that definitely is there. But then the small thing which you need to pick up right now is to start working on your internal as well as external grooming. He said, internal and external grooming, what is this? I've never heard about something of this sort, internal and external grooming. He said, grooming सुना है, कपड़े अच्छे पहन लो, टाई लगा लो, and corporate में अच्छे से बन के, और ये सब कॉलेज में सिखाया है. But then I didn't understand what does internal grooming means. He said, your external grooming starts from your internal grooming. What is inside you, try to work on that. Build that courage muscle, Vishal. Whenever I say that you have to come on stage and present, even though you will fail, you will fall, it does not matter. But try and grab the opportunity with both hands. So for me, grooming is not only external appearance, that is one part of it. The other part of it is internal grooming, which means having confidence, which means having self belief, which means building that self rhythm. Yeah, a lot of my mentees these days ask that, what is this self rhythm? I said that I discovered this item or this term like, almost 2 years back when I was like understanding why rhythm is important. So somebody told me that, one of my mentors told me rhythm is important, Vishal, because you need to listen first to speak. So he taught me this thing very clearly that, understand the listening part. 60% of it has to be listening, and 40% the speaking part will automatically start getting into shape. Because when you listen carefully, then you answer beautifully, right? So that combination is called rhythm, and that rhythm is like internal belief, internal grooming. And once you set that up and then external appearance also put together, you are going to become a well-groomed personality, which people are going to say, wow, I love this personality.
Wow, great one. So, just to little bit more means clarity, just I want to
Yeah.
understand on behalf of all the youngsters, any couple of things. Internal grooming means what? What they should be just following.
So they should be simply following the habits which I talked about, small adjustments, right? So they should start with some good habits, because when they start with good habits, they're going to develop a routine, which I'm looking for. When they develop a routine, slowly start adding certain things. छोटा छोटा चीज ऐड करना शुरू करो. जैसे आपने सुबह उठना शुरू किया आधा घंटा पहले, then probably after that the second thing could be you add on to read book for half an hour, then probably you increase it by another 15 minutes and then go for a walk, go for jog. Yeah, these days youngsters are very fanatic about going to a gym, exercising and all that, but that also is not consistent. It's pretty irregular, right? I'm not saying everyone is like that, but there are exceptions. Of course, there are youngsters these days who are like pretty strong in this. They have already developed this muscle because they know that when they look and come fit outside the world, that they're the first impression they create is crazy, and then from there onwards they take it to the next level. So pretty simple, straightforward. Internal grooming is to do with your fit body, fit mind, and fit soul. Yeah, body, mind, soul. Work on that.
coming back to the basic one again, right? So great piece of advice, Vishal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just clarify a lot of small doubt related to that. Yes, we have to start with the basics. So this was
Yeah.
what we have discussed a little bit more direct on the internal. Now coming back to the external grooming. So what
Yeah.
exactly the external grooming top few thing people should start looking from now, or maybe they are doing it unknowingly. So what all are the advice again for the youngster or maybe the professionals who started their career, about to start their career?
Yeah, yeah. Because now we're talking about career, we're talking about external appearance. I want to talk about both the things together. Guys, if you have heard about image consultancy, image consultancy is one of the great careers people have picked up now recently. I mean, it's like going wonderful. And there's an institute also, which is like, a great institute. I always admire them. It's called ICBI, right? So my domain, when I started looking at them and when I developed my own startup, it was like a big chunk of it came from there, that kind of an institute. And I mean, I've seen that youngsters picking up that career, even though they have done engineering, even though they have done like a medical, still I've seen people after that also falling into that, because this is very interesting, guys. And why it's interesting, when you go shopping, you really love that, when you go and shop with your girlfriend, when you go and shop with your boyfriend, and then when you go and shop when you get married with your wife, that is the most interesting and exciting part, right? So you enjoy doing that. But now, when it comes to going into a corporate and wearing that nice attire, at least one attire you should have, which is going to create that first great impression, right? And to create that first great impression, you should make sure that the combination you are wearing is all spot on. Like, for example, right now I'm wearing a blue one. This is like pretty common and straightforward color, which most of the people would love it, right? If you have a dark complexion, go with the grays, and then shirt, match it, have a tie here if you are going for a good board meeting. So chances are, even if you are getting into a corporate meeting or even if you're getting into an interview, the chances are the interviewer in the first place itself is going to say that, wow, I love this personality, because the way this guy or girl has dressed up, there is definitely a chunk of that subconscious mind which comes in, that I'm going to give a fair chance to this person because I really, really love the personality and the way he's dressed up. So, dressing, I say always dress well and feel well. It is not about others only. First, when you dress well, you yourself, after shopping and bringing that great attire with you, you have raised your confidence bar by at least 10%. And then you are all set to create a great first impression.
Wow, that's a great piece of advice or whatever statement you make. Now coming back to the Vishal, that means few months back he was in the corporate world. Now he just started mission. Can
Yeah.
you, yeah. So to start with, you gave a little introduction. So can you please help all of us understand what exactly it is and how Vishal is helping our young generation in the grooming or self-development industry, and how people will get benefited from your mission? Little bit
Yeah.
detail. Yeah.
Yeah, so Upendra, it's very, very simple and straightforward that, I realized that, at one stage that this is my passion. It took me almost about 35 years, long years, to see that, this is something which is like a burning desire which is going on inside me. And I need to create something big now. Of course, in the corporate, I was doing pretty well, got to the ranks of general manager. But then, was that giving me the feeling of fulfillment? No. Was that giving me that feeling of creating something big for the society? No. Was that going to give me the goals which I wanted to achieve in my life and wanted to create something tremendous for not only me, for my family as well? No. A big no. So, keeping all these three factors in mind, I thought that, I need to take a plunge here. Because people say that, at certain age, you start feeling that, what am I doing? Is that giving back to the society? I said, why to wait for that period, Vishal? Go and jump in today itself and try and find out that what is there. First of all, I always say, till the time you are your own self is stitched and you are at peace, you cannot go and help many people. So I'm here right now on a mission to groom 1 million people. Along with that, making sure that the big goals I have set for myself, Like one of them I want to tell you is that, ultimately I want to create a sports club where, students can come and play without paying any fee. It's going to be like an NGO, right? So people can come and play over there. In this journey, I know that, the people who I'm gonna groom like mid-career professionals. Once I am at that stage, their kids, they're gonna know that, who was this personality, Vishal Manocha, and this guy who had a Vishal School of Grooming now owns Vishal School of Sports. Now, what is this? This kind of a combination that's gonna build a legacy, right? So this legacy is not going to be there only and only for like few people. It's going to be like always there for many, many years. And students out here are going to be the ultimate benefited people out of it, because they're going to get to that. I know that every student inside has some sports coming out, right? So from here, this journey to from a corporate professional to school of grooming, then going to the school of sports, which is an ultimate goal, is like going to be a very clear path for me, which I have decided in my life that I'm going to follow. And I really want to pass it on to many, many people. That's the ultimate goal. That's what is going to give me satisfaction. That's what is going to give me that fulfillment.
Wow. So it's a really great mission. And yes, it's going to change our society. Though you are
Yeah.
doing your, but ultimately it is going to just make big impact.
Yeah.
Now, is there any specific age group you are just targeting to start with, or what? Suppose I have my two daughters, just 11-year, 13-year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
means what exactly means? Suppose the people like means the kids like them, or maybe the professional just pass out. What? So, how they are going to be benefited from you means?
Yeah, so it's very simple, right? The kind of stuff I make on my social media, it's related to all the people, right, who are like building up their career. They're going to start building up their career. And there are people who really get excited about all these things at a very early stage, Upendra. Like, for example, you talked about your two daughters. I just recently in one of my master classes, I got a chance that there was somebody who was like 13 years old. Even though we have that mid-career professional thing, but then, maybe some parent or somebody said that, I'm going to be there, you join. Believe you me, I got a call from that guy. I remember that the name was Abhinav. Abhinav's father called me that, can you also help my son to learn all these vital skills at this stage? But I said, is it your hunger? You want him to do that? Or he himself wants to do? He said, no, he himself wants to do it. He wants to learn all these skills, all these things. So I said that, it starts from a very early age, Upendra. Of course, the kind of stuff I produce, the kind of content I produce on my YouTube channel is all related to grooming. And grooming as a age group does not matter. You got to look good. If you start looking good at an early age, I am promising this right now, internal as well as external. I'm not talking about only one factor, internal as well as external. So put together, you have a great chance to grab a big offer, which is your goal, right? A CTC, which you kind of think in your dreams, let's say, at an early age after doing engineering, I used to expect that, I will at least start at a package of 5 lakh rupees, which did not happen, by the way. I started from 1 lakh rupees per annum. But I know that there are youngsters who have that kind of a dream, that kind of environment we are into, the kind of demands we have. The students, the way they want to grow and they want to learn, I think it starts from grooming themselves and then presenting in wow way to the corporate world, that people should say that I'm ready to pay whatever you want. Think from that strategic point of view, and you can watch my stuff on YouTube, you can watch my stuff on Facebook. I have a group also called Groom to Confidence. Over there I keep contributing whatever best I can to make sure that people are at least understanding this. First is understanding, acquiring is later part. Learning and understanding, getting aware about this, and sky is the limit after that, Upendra.
Wow. So coming back to the again basic question, and just to let you all viewer who might be just watching live or maybe recording, Vishal is also the bestseller author. So Vishal, can you please just share about your book and what exactly there in the book, so if viewers can get benefited related to the grooming?
Yeah, so I think it is Groom to the Next Version of You. And this book is all about internal and external grooming, right? So it major portion is of course internal, and then comes external grooming for me. The points we have touched so far, internal and external grooming, are definitely covered in this, but I can just give you one big thing here. If you read this book, because this covers and captures my story in the first initial chapters, you're gonna get goosebumps. You're gonna feel excited to do more, because you will see my struggles in this book. You will see the kind of challenges I faced initially. And I talked about introvertness, I talked about shyness, but then how shyness was like becoming so difficult for me to handle, and how I started working on it one after another. This book talks about all those parameters. And then there is an assignment after end of every chapter. If someone does that and completes all the assignments in this book, I can tell you, you will see a definite change in your personality. That's where I call it groom to the next version of you. See, it's not going to be the best version of you. For that, definitely you need to have a mentor in life, which I had, which Upendra has. All of us, right? One fine day, we need someone who can guide us and give us a direction. But the most important thing here is that, kickstart your journey as early as possible. If you feel that you want to groom yourself, I am promising you the journey kickstarts from this book, Groom to the Next Version of You. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah. So though we are discussing a book, so before Vishal becomes author, so few books which changes Vishal's thought process, maybe working habit or whatever the grooming. So what any suggestion from you? What you got benefited from the books?
Yeah, so the number one I would say is for me is Dave Gadvi's book called 80% Mindset and 20% Skill Set. So this book is actually going to work on your mindset and set you up for creating multiple things in your life. And I admire that personality like anything, because the work he has done and the way he's like right now also contributing to the society, it's great, right? My gratitude to him, because the kind of a work he has done. And I can tell you that this book is going to create a magic for you. He's going to just shift your mindset, right? It's clearly the topic is like that, 80% mindset and 20% skill set. And then number two, I want to recommend a book which is uh, Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? That every young guy should read this book by Robert Kiyosaki, because it gives you that direction that why do you need to some fine day travel an entrepreneurship journey. It'll get so much engraved in you and infuse that much inside you that you will feel that right now only I should go and do it, right? And these books are quite similar, right? 80% mindset also, Dave has done it. He has created that. He being a corporate guy, he's done it. Similarly, Robert Kiyosaki, even the way he has also created this massive empire, and the way he's talking to so many people. These two books are like my all-time favorites. I can pick them up, start reading whenever I'm free. I feel that if I have some time, I'll just go and read this book again. So that's how it is. Two books I would only recommend right now. Finish this. One I already suggested, which is The Compound Effect for Robert Kiyosaki from the Darren Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, and that is a great piece of advice. And I have gone through both the books, and it's really game changer. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah. Now coming back to one of the questions suddenly came to my mind, and that again question being asked to me a few months back. That okay, I'm into 12, 13 year of the job, but I want to start something, but somehow I'm not able to find courage. Though you have done it, you were in very good position in the corporate, and just you left and started your entrepreneurial journey. What advice for those who are watching and just thinking to start something with their own what their heart is saying, but they fail to? So any piece of
Yes.
advice to them?
Yeah, a very simple and a straightforward advice, and it's a basic one, Upendra. I think you need to first check your bank balance. Does your bank balance support you to at least slog for next 2 years? And if your bank balance allows you, you will not have that kind of a tension behind you, a pressure behind you that my family is there, my kids are there, who is going to take care of them. So make sure you have that. EMIs, etc., also need to be taken care of. And once you are done with this, once you are sure that, at least have a runway of 1 year, if not 2 years, because you got to be sure on your business idea as well, right? The business idea you have, the conviction you have on that business idea, plus the bank balance you have together will allow you to jump into it. Prepare for that, because we're gonna just be into the new year. Have that road set map, that roadmap set for you clearly. That this month, take it month by month. Do not just say that सब कुछ कर लेना एक महीने के अंदर. We should have that month by month. Keep knocking them off and see that next year 2023 you are all set to go and start your entrepreneurship journey.
Great. Yeah. So now we are just moving to the next and almost last part of our talk show, and that is, you said mentor. So can you please share something about the importance of mentor on Vishal's life?
Huge. And I can say that, first of all, whatever I am today, there is a big role of my dad also, because, he used to always push me hard. Vishal, ये छोटी छोटी चीजों से कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Go and do something big. Go and do something big. Even though with his limited knowledge, with his limited environment, he used to push me hard. I remember that. He became like somebody who was always behind me. That कुछ बड़ा करना है तो Vishal, you have to have that hard work in you. Hard work is very important. I always believe in that. That I got from my father. And then I can tell you that after that, I had almost 7 mentors on different aspects. As and when I was progressing in my life, I saw that how much you need a mentor, how much importance mentor plays in your life. Mentor tells you that, Vishal, this is something at this stage which is absolutely right for you. At this stage, this is something which is your cost of ignorance. You got to cut that out. Don't do this. It is not required at this time. As a human being, we have a habit to jump into everything because we see that, ये भी दिख रहा है, ये भी दिख रहा है, ये भी दिख रहा है, ये भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं. But mentor tells you, this is important and this is not important. At this stage, just focus on this thing. I know it's going to work for you. And the faith you believe, the faith you get, like जब बचपन में पहले टीचर के साथ जाते हैं क्लास में, so the kind of a trust you build up, because that's like the first thing which happens in your life when you move out from your home to school. Similarly, when you are about to get into a corporate world, I want to give you an advice. Have someone like a mentor, a great mentor in your life who can turn around things for you, who can guide you at every step, who is available on a one phone call. I can tell you the way I had got those mentors in my life, it's like, I cannot survive without them. I can tell you that right now, I cannot survive without them. And that's a critical one. That's a critical one, Upendra. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, you absolutely done it. But again, people used to ask how to find mentor. So as per Vishal, what exactly advice you are, how to find the mentor? So
okay. It's a very important question. And yes, I should have answered that in the first go itself, because, finding a mentor is also like you are going to find out a partner for you. Yeah, when you get married to someone, it's like that it's going to be a relationship for a long time. Yeah, you have to be like so strategic in that, and you find out. And in your partnership also, I always said that when you're getting married, have someone in your life, who is like one step smarter than you. Let's say when I talk about my wife, I always feel that, she's one step smarter than me. Whenever she comes whenever she comes to me and talks to me on various things, she says, Vishal, yahan tak to aap kar loge, iske baad ka kya? She pushes me hard. Similarly, when you're looking for a mentor, always make sure that you're going to pick up someone who has done it for himself, who has created for himself, who is like going to teach you on that one weakness which you felt somewhere you have it. For example, when I was like not good at soft skills, not good at communication, my confidence used to like at 0 level, I would say. I found someone who said that, Vishal, if you have to raise your confidence, learn these basic steps. And that one thing is going to get clicked in your head. And when I was looking to develop a business, then I found Dev Gadvi. And that stage, I was like that, this is right for me because he has done it for himself. If he has done it for himself, he can definitely help me do that. Even though I have to pay a bomb, I was not ready for that time, that kind of a money. But then I just made sure that this is important for me. Money does not matter at this stage. What matters is that do I have the right person who can help me create that. And when I was traveling a leadership journey, I found one of the very good coach, which was like Rashmi Dutt. I still have her book on my desk. I want to just, just look at this, managing your boss. I remember these kind of things, right? So I thought that, somebody who has done it, she has done it for herself, and leadership journey, she helped me a lot to get to that position. Similarly, there are, right now also, I want to tell you, I am working on my voice. How can I have a great voice? So I have an international coach, Dale Buchanan. Yeah, he's working on my voice. I love those sessions. So this is how pick up a skill, see who has done it, and can you then feel like married? Can you feel like that it's a partnership? Can you feel like that this person who has done it for himself can do it for you? You can pick up a mentor easily.
Wow. So great piece of advice again, Vishal, and thank you so much for small thing. And again, I know this is going to help in big way to all the viewer who are mainly struggling on their grooming or maybe self development, as well as how to find the mentor. And the
Yeah.
last, if I'll conclude the last 3 4 minute, whatever the advice you gave, yes, the mentor who already walked that path just and done it for himself, just he is going
Yes.
to help you on the great way. Okay, so nothing rocket science to do research or something. This is a one simple line will help all of
Help.
us to find the
Yeah.
great mentor. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all, everyone. So thank you, Vishal, once again. And
My pleasure.
no, yeah, I know whatever this the advice, it is going to help a lot of youngster, and yes, the kids also who are watching this. And yes, Vishal is here to help all of us. So yeah,
I want to say
so
one thing, Upendra. The people who are ready to help themselves can always be getting help from so many people like you, like me, like many other mentors, but then they should be ready to help themselves first.
yeah,
Have that
so
kind of a feeling.
thank you so much, Vishal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great advice. Again, I want to just, on behalf of you all, whoever is watching, thanks to Vishal. And yes, he is uh, making great impact in our society. The kind of work he's doing, the dedication, and yes, so hope you guys are going to just implement this. And that's it for today. And coming with one new guest in coming days, in within few days, and hope to just give you the advice which will make your career into different label. So till that, bye to all of you. Good night.